And welcome to another edition of Wrestling Therapy. I am your host, Suji, and I am back with my lovely guest. Please reintroduce yourself to the people who don't know.
Yes, I am Speaking with Sha. You can follow me on TikTok at Speaking with Sha and on Instagram at Speaking with Sha. I love wrestling, and we about to run it back because we had the first episode. So if you missed the first episode, we talked about all of our predictions, and now we're gonna talk about what really happened. So yes, I'm super excited to be back on the pod again.
I'm so glad that you're back, and let's just go ahead and start with Saturday night's main event, which was an event.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing I saw over the weekend. That was NXT Great American Bash, but we're not talking about
Mm-mm.
that. Anywho, was a doozle. Let's see. Which match you want to talk about first?
Uh, we can talk about. Dang, now I'm like, which matches was there?
Well, we had the United States title match with Solo and Jimmy.
We
We
can
can
talk
go
about that first. I'm so tired of the bloodline. Like, I just feel like we need to just move on to a different thing. I know Solo and what's his name? Jacob Fatu is gonna fight at one point, and but even the next time they fight, I don't foresee Solo dropping the title to Jacob. Like maybe they're gonna keep the bloodline thing going. I don't know how long are they gonna keep it going. By the way, Jimmy lost to Solo Sokoa and he retained. Jacob Fatu came back. But when are we gonna be able to kind of phase this bloodline series out and they face someone other than themselves?
I think the thing with WWE is like it worked once. We're gonna keep running it back, like Jey Uso. We're gonna run it back and run it
Mm-hmm.
back and run it back until it doesn't. Um, this is a little different because it's not really his bloodline. Besides, I mean, what's his name? JC Mateo is the kind of the odd man. Uh, I think we might get a 5-2 versus Hikuleu at some point before SummerSlam. It was a
Yeah.
it was a forgettable match. I'm a big Solo fan, but it was a forgettable match. Solo wins,
Yeah.
like you said, 5-2 returns. Not much to talk about there. Let's see. We also had the Seth Rollins versus LA Knight match, which ended abruptly due to injury of Seth Rollins. Which now we have an update, small update, small update. But he did an interview yesterday, and he said that they went and did the MRIs on Monday, but the imaging, his knee was still too swollen. So they're going to wait another week or two. He's like, he's not a doctor, but he knows his body and it doesn't look good. And he says he'll be out an extended period of time. That's what he says. But anybody that's watched wrestling for longer than a day,
Yeah, you never know. You know, they can say one thing, could be another. The other thing with Seth is he has had injuries to his knees before. So this could be true because he's had similar injuries. I don't think that LA Knight, was supposed to lose, like was supposed to win. I think Seth was supposed to win. But he couldn't win because he got injured. And if you watch the match, right when he got injured, he like whispered something to the referee, and then they ended the match very abruptly. So I think that it just changed the trajectory of everything, especially because Roman came back on Monday. Spoiler alert. So I think that he wasn't supposed to get injured or to lose, but now they have to like mix some things up.
yeah, especially when they've been booking so strongly around Seth Rollins and his faction and the Money in the Bank briefcase. Everything is kind of on ice right now. Um, Jumping ahead a little bit, SummerSlam looks like we're getting Roman and Jay versus B&B Security. So
That's what they call B&B security.
that's what I'm calling them.
I never heard that before.
That's what I'm calling. I mean, that's where I'm at with them. Um, but yeah, LA Knight picks up the quick win on that
Yeah.
match. Next, we had Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. What'd you think of this match?
Um, it wasn't my favorite because they had incorporated like Jelly Roll at the end with Logan Paul, and I just feel like I am not a Logan Paul fan. It's all for clicks and views. I do think that he has really great athletic ability. I would never take that away from him, but I just think that it's just all, oh, let's look, let's stream, let's Twitch, and it's just like if you're a real wrestling fan, that's not what wrestling typically is like. So I think they just used that match to set up the SummerSlam match, which is Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. So I just think that I'm not a fan of it. But I mean, Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton won, are really great wrestlers. So, I just don't really like the whole you have to incorporate a celebrity. Like, I'm not really a fan of that.
I agree. Logan Paul is a acquired taste. Is the word I'll go for Logan Paul. I know a lot of people hate Logan Paul. I don't hate him. I just wish he did more in the ring. But it is what it is. Drew McIntyre tries to kick Jelly Roll's head into the third row, so I did enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
I like Drew McIntyre. He's one of my favorites.
I like Drew McIntyre too. I like them both. Like that's why I just feel like it's kind of unnecessary to add Logan Paul in, but I just think it's like it's clicks and views, and then Prime is like a big sponsor, so of course they're gonna have to put him in something. You know what I mean? Like especially like high profile matches or like title matches, they always kind of put him in those. Like just throws him in it. Like it don't make sense. They just throw him in it.
Yeah, just like well, Dad, Sherry, you're gonna be fighting for this title now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it was fun, I guess. And then the main event was the World Heavyweight Championship match with the Ring General Gunther defending against Bill Goldberg. This match went
Yes.
like 14 minutes, which I
I
said it was going
I
to go long.
know. You did. Cause Goldberg, he usually takes his matches be 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. But this match did last a lot longer, which you did say was gonna last longer. And I thought it was pretty good for him being older. It wasn't bad at all.
To be fair, I think the only reason why this match went 14 minutes was because LA Knight and Seth's match was cut
I
extremely
agree.
short. But I'm going to take the win where I can take the win. um, Bill Goldberg loses, spears poor Charles Robinson in half, and he gets cut off on his speech, which some people are like, he should just be grateful. Other people like it should have at least given him 5 minutes, cut the match
Yeah.
shorter if necessary, instead of 14. Hey,
I
let's
think
go.
they could have kept it on because if you see on Monday on Raw, it kept saying this live event has ended, but they kept the cameras going when Roman came out, and you know what I'm saying? Like they could have like gave it a little extra time,
I
but
think because it's on network TV and not streaming, they're like, look, 10 o'clock is 10 o'clock. Like, when 10 o'clock comes, we're done. No matter what's
mm-mm.
happening, wrap it up. But
Yeah, but that was good. That was a good match. I
I
think it
enjoyed
was
it,
like one of the better matches of the night.
and it should not have been. It should not have
Yeah,
been. But
it shouldn't have.
the Ring General is still world heavyweight champion.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the actual, probably one of the better shows of the weekend, Women's Evolution 2.
yes.
Um, where would you like to start on this card?
Well, you already know where I want to start. Let's just throw away the first match, the Tiffany Stratton versus the Trish Stratus match. I don't think that it was necessary. I feel like they're just winding Trish down, and you can kind of tell at the end when like she lost, Trish Stratus lost, Tiffany Stratton retained. and she kind of was like looking around like, oh, like it was kind of coming to an end soon. But I didn't really think I needed it. I do think they're trying to push Tiffany to be like bigger, but she's already big, so I don't think her beating Trish would have counted or not. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it like brought up her brownie points. It was just unnecessary for me.
I would much rather have a Julia match in that situation, for my opinion, because I like Julia. I would much rather have seen her last longer than like I don't know 2 minutes in the battle royal, which we can go ahead and talk about the battle royal. Stephanie
Yes.
Vaquer is now the number one contender for a women's title match at Clash of Paris, which is I believe 28th of August, I believe. Um, Final two was Lash Legend, Hometown Girl, against Stephanie. We had the Devil's Kiss on the apron. I was thinking about
Mhm.
Booker T. You know, Booker T is
Yes.
you know, gotta love Booker T. What did you think of the winner?
Yes. Remember last time when we recorded, I did say I thought Stephanie Vaquer was gonna win. Like I was hoping she was gonna win, but Lash Legend definitely surprised me, and I hope that they're setting her up for her to get on the main roster. Like mix it up. Like I like a lot. Like right now, we have like a lot of women talent, and I think that it's like a lot of the older talent. So like the Oscars, the Baileys, the Charlotte Flairs, the Alexa Bliss. Like let's get some newer things. That's why I was really excited that Stephanie Vaquer did win, and I really liked her speech too. I didn't even know that she didn't. I didn't know what she sounded like. And when she started talking, I was like, oh wow, this is what she sounds like. And she is so cute. She is so cute.
Yes, Lord. Yes,
Like
Lord.
she is so cute.
Yes, Lord. Did you know I found out she's that her and I don't know how much of NXT you watch, but her and Miles Bourne are a couple.
Yes, they are a couple. He was like my Chilean or something person. Like they took a picture or something. He put like a caption about it, and I was just like, oh, that's her. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, things you never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had Stephanie Vaquer. She would choose which title she would go after, which they don't need to rush that process. Um, Speaking of process, we had Jade Cargill versus the Miss Money in the Bank for now, Naomi, with Bianca as special guest referee. What did you think of this match?
So I was wondering if Bianca was going to be a little funny, but she's not. Like she was very fair, a very fair referee. And you said Jade was gonna win. I was hoping Naomi was gonna win, but I agree. Like Jade did win. Jade was the winner. They want to keep her momentum going, so it's no reason for her to take a loss right now. Naomi, it doesn't matter because she is Money in the Bank winner, so she could take as many losses as she wants. She still has the title championship match. So, I mean, but I love Jade. Like, I think body is T. Like, I really love the whole Storm, Storm thing. She dresses like the comic books. If like you're like a comic book fan, like a lot of her like gears, kind of some of it is based off of it. So like, I really enjoy her, and I really think that people need to give her a little bit more credit. Like some people like, oh, she shouldn't be on the main roster. She should be in NXT. No way. No way she should be in NXT. No way. I like her. I think that she's good, and her makeup is always nice, and her hair is always nice. She just always looks really good, like really put together, and I really enjoy that. And she's strong. That's another thing I really like. She's really strong. What do you think?
I like Jade. I don't think Jade is nowhere near as bad as people like to say that she is. When it comes to the us as the IWC internet wrestling community, because we all are part of the internet wrestling community, a lot of them like to jump on the bandwagon of what is popular being said. Like, oh, people, and cool thing. Oh, let's hate on Jade. What had she done that was so bad in her match that she needed to be not on TV or not on NXT? Nothing. A lot of them, there's only one reason why they don't like Jade, and we both know the reason what that is.
We do.
But
We
they
do.
could sit on a cactus and rotate for all I care. Um, I thought this was a cool match. It had some cool spots. Um, Jade with the not Jade, it's just Naomi with the drop kick into the table and smoke came out, whatever. That was kind of cool. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think Bianca's still not clear because that's why she didn't really do anything. I thought Bianca wasn't needed in this match.
No, I don't think so either. I think they were just trying to keep pushing that storyline, like, oh, they were all friends and now they're foes, and she was stuck in the middle, i.e., stuck in the middle as a referee. Also, Bianca, if you don't know, she has a finger injury. That's why she hasn't been wrestling. She attained that a couple months ago. But I don't think she was needed either. I think that they just wanted to bring her on because she has been off of TV for a long, like a couple months now. And a couple months in wrestling terms is like a lot of time because it's so many shows that happen and like so many pay-per-views. So I just think that they were just trying to, well, not pay-per-views, premium live events. I think that they were just trying to show her that like she's probably inching her way back, but she's not back yet.
Right. She was just kind of there. I mean, even still, like they didn't tease much of anything. They didn't really do
Mm-mm.
much of anything with her. So it was a good match nonetheless. I just think Bianca was just there because they want you to be like, hey, it's don't forget Bianca, which you can't forget the EST. So
No, you cannot. You cannot forget the EST.
next we're not talking about these matches in one. Next
Yeah.
we had the Women's Intercontinental Championship match with the man Becky Hogan, as people like to call her. Speaking of that, did you see her wear the red and yellow on Raw?
Why?
Because
Why?
she's just gonna lean into it now. She's like, y'all gonna call her Hogan? Screw it.
Oh my gosh! But we don't hate her like they used to hate Hulk Hogan.
Facts.
Towards the end. You know, in the beginning it wasn't like that, but like towards the end, people is not feeling Hulk Hogan just because of his personal views.
His his yeah. And Annie who's a doozle. She defended her title against Bailey and Lyra Valkyria, which I thought this was the opening match of the night. This was one of the best matches of the night, arguably the best match of the night, depending on what you're looking for in a match. What did you think of this match?
I thought it was good. I think, like you said before, they have really good chemistry, but I just think that how many times we're gonna have Bailey lose? And this is a spoiler for Monday Night Raw. Bailey and Lyra Valkyria had a 2 out of 3 falls match, and then Lyra Valkyria wins. But my thing is, how many times is Bailey going to lose? Like, I just feel like we just have to get to a point where we need to move on from this storyline. But I do think it was a great match, and I really liked the pin, like the end pin. It was a really good pin at the end.
It was a good sequence. I know some people might be fatigued of the three of them, but I'm enjoying it because they're good matches. I want good matches. If you're giving me good matches, I am happy. But if you're giving me bad matches, you know, I'm ready to move on. But as you mentioned before, Bailey and Lyra did have a match on Raw, and now we're going to get Lyra Valkyria versus Becky one more
Which I
time.
don't think Becky's going to drop the title. I don't think so.
I don't know yet. I'm not ready to predict that yet. I'm not
All
ready.
right, we got time. We got
Yeah,
time.
we'll definitely run that prediction show. I'm not ready to predict that
Mm-hmm.
one just yet. I do I do think though that this match needs a stipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Either a submission or a ladder match to kind of be like, okay, or a cage, like, okay, this is it, we're done. Becky could move on to greener pastures. What's the next match you want to talk
We can talk about the NXT match.
about? Okay, go ahead and introduce it.
I don't know they people's names. You go
I
ahead and
got you.
introduce it.
We had the
I know Jordan Grace
mm-hmm.
versus JC Jane, but
Nope.
then they all. I know you're saying I'm trying. And they
Got it.
both had ballets essentially, you know, JC Jane had the two girls. I
Yep,
don't know
Fallon
their
Henley,
name.
Fallon
Valley
Henley,
Henley.
and Jasmine Nix.
And Jordan Grace, she had the one new person, one new sign on.
Blair Monroe. Yep.
Blair, right. And then, spoiler, Blair Monroe had turned on Jordan Grace, which made JC Jane pick up the win. And if you could tell by the chemistry how they were even walking down to the ring, I can tell something was off. Like I did not feel like it was like genuine. Like so I could tell. So when she betrayed her, it wasn't that shocking to me. If you ask me, like I knew something was gonna happen, but I just didn't know what.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised at the turn. I was surprised how quickly,
Yeah, because
but
she just got on there like not that long ago.
I mean, it's like we talked about the last time. Next Sunday is TNA's Slammiversary, and we had Masha Slamovich make an appearance there, and she will be defending her TNA Knockouts title against JC Jane, who will also be putting up her title on the line in a title for title match Sunday, next Sunday, or this Sunday. I think it's this Sunday.
This Sunday.
It is this Sunday. Ah, right.
Mm-hmm.
This Sunday. So I could see a scenario where Masha Slamovich wins the title, the NXT title. But yeah, I'd also heard that TNA had to expand their stage for more seats, which is
That's
good.
great.
It's
That's
great.
great.
It's good.
And Vince McMahon's WWE would never, they would never, ever, 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 ever partner with TNA. But I think it's the best thing that they could have ever decided to do because I feel like it gives a lot more people more more wiggle room to move around and opportunities for different belts. I
Yeah.
don't think that it would have like WWE was so closed off and it was like at one point NXT was only like two or three belts. And it depends on the sector of the world you were in. So I do think that even like my fave, I believe in Joe Andre. I love him. Funny. So
Yep.
like even that, him coming over there to like, like was it WrestleMania? I think it was WrestleMania. Was it WrestleMania? Yeah, WrestleMania. Like even that, like that was just such a big step in the right direction for me personally. So I love the crossover, but Vince McMahon's WWE would have never. We don't even talk about. We never used to talk about any other type of wrestling companies on TV. They never mention AEW though. That's just like they just will never mention AEW ever. They do mention New Japan Pro Wrestling though. Like they will say, "Oh, they came from Japan." They won't say like the actual title, but they'll say Japan. I think they'll even like maybe mention Ring of Honor, but they'll never mention the AEW.
Right. And with AEW, they were partners with TNA, and nobody really remembers it because literally TNA was in the same position they was in when they started with
When
AEW.
they started. Mm-hmm.
And now WWE and TNA working together. TNA might be getting a TV deal soon where more people can watch them, which is great because right now they're on Axis, which not a lot of people have. But now if they get a nice TV deal somewhere, more people can watch them, which is more wrestling, which is more competition, which is healthier. But
Right.
yes, JC Jane picks up the win. Next we had the Fatal 4-Way tag women's tag team title match. We had the Queen, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus the Kabuki Warriors versus Sol Ruka and Zarya versus the Judgment Day Roxanne and Raquel. Haha, see, last time I could have remembered her name for a second. Judgment Day picks up the win. What did you think of this match?
It made sense that Judgment Day picked up the win only because they all have gold right now. It doesn't make sense to take the titles from them. Like we have to kind of build up more more story for them to lose the titles, especially since Liv Morgan, got injured so quickly and they just gave the title to Roxanne. Yeah, Roxanne. Yeah, Roxanne
Yeah,
Perez.
Roxanne. Yeah, you're right.
But I think that, like I said before, I don't really like those mixed matches, like the four matches like that. Like unless it's four people in the match at the same time, but like the tag teams, four tag teams is weird because it's just like, why are you going to tag in the other people to get in? Like I'm going to stay in there and I'm going to wrestle until like I get the pin. So I think that's the only thing I don't like. And they're also trying to build the storyline with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair's relationship. Like they're trying to build it up. But if you can even notice, like when they were walking down the ring, like walking down to the ring, their chemistry was already building. Like they were like bumping each other, but it was like playful. So I think that it's gonna really be able to like grow into a great tag team. Now, granted, do either one of them need a tag team win? No, because they both already are very established characters. They don't need it, but like it's nice to see it because they are kind of on different like opposite ends of the spectrum. So I do think that it's a cool way to see them two kind of like come together. What
I
do you
think
think?
the division needs it more than they need it. Because that, if you
Yeah,
look at the women's tag division, you have the Secret Herbis. Okay, cool. You have the Kabuki Warriors, solid tag team. You have Natalia and Maxine. Okay.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Misha and BFAB.
I think they're just so. I feel like they're just more comedy than anything. Like I don't think that they take them serious enough as like tag teams
I
people.
agree. They're just they're just two bodies that are just like, hey, we're gonna make you a tag team. I love Chelsea. Chelsea's great. Chelsea's one of my favorites. Salute
Yeah,
to Chelsea.
not a big Chelsea fan, but I did see her other characters, and I understand why this character is so popular than the other ones that she had before. Because she was in, I think she was in TNA before, and now everyone's so onto this Chelsea Green, but it's just because she had a following before, and her switching to that character in WWE, she kind of brought that following over.
Did you ever see the match between her and Penta in Lucha Underground?
I
Great match.
did.
Damn
It
good
was a
match.
good match. And Penta also, who did he fight? Was it Asuka or was it
I think it was
Io?
Io.
I think it was Io. Yep, he fought Io too. I watched it at the other girl. I was like, ooh, look at you. I was doing a deep dive on Penta. So yeah, I
Penta's
watched
good.
it.
I like Penta.
Yeah. Me too. I love his walk. Like my fiance loved when he walked down the aisle and he'd be like imitating him. It's just he's so cool. Like
He's funny.
cool.
He's a
Yeah.
funny guy. And I think let's see, we did Intercontinental, we did the Battle Royal, we did the women's title match, we did the tag title match.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just the main event now.
Yes, main event. All right, main event. We had Mommy Rhea Ripley versus the women's world champion Io Sky in honestly one of the, if not the best match of the night, depending on who you talk to. This match was
I
back
think it was
and
the best
forth.
match of the night. I loved it. I
So,
loved it.
your thoughts?
I thought it was the best match of the weekend, if you ask me personally. I thought it was the best match of the weekend. I really liked how, spoiler alert, Naomi came and cashed in. Everybody thought that she was going to cash in on Tiffany or cash in on Jade after Jade won against Tiffany. But whole time, nope, nope, nope. She over here cashed in on both both Io and Rhea, and I thought that was the best idea that she could have ever done, and I really enjoy it, and it sets up the match. Spoiler for Raw. It sets up the match at SummerSlam for Naomi versus Io versus Rhea Mommy Ripley at SummerSlam. So I think it was a great setup for this. Especially it was very out of nowhere. Like nobody would have kind of like thought about it. I know you had said maybe this would be a good time for them to cash it in. Like it would be good for her to cash it in. And she cashed it in and she won. I always hate when it's a failed cash in because I think it's a waste of a cash in. Like I don't like the failed cash-ins, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great match. You can definitely tell that everybody was like, "Oh my god!" like even like the reactions, and maybe one day they'll listen to our like us on the pod and put us on the TV. Like who knows?
Facts. This match
Yeah,
was
it was
good.
good.
I agree with you with to a degree on the failed cash-ins. I think a failed cash-in makes things different because it's like, okay, oh, the briefcase is 100%, but when a person goes in and they actually lose, then it's like, oh man, like they lost, like okay, but it's like when Baron Corbin, bum ass Corbin, had the title, the briefcase, and he lost to the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal. People are like, oh, this is such a waste. But I mean, it makes it interesting. But I love that Naomi didn't do a bunch of these fake cash ins, and it's like, let's
Oh
go ahead,
yeah,
cash it in, get the thing. We want to talk
yeah.
about Raw since we mentioned Raw.
Yes.
Okay,
And we already kind of like, I already kind of like spoiled a few different things.
yeah.
Talked about, SummerSlam now, Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. That's going to be at SummerSlam that has been made official. You could talk about your favorite person, Dominic Mysterio. Go ahead, you can talk about it.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. First of all, it's dirty Dominic Mysterio, the greatest
Whoa!
intercontinental champion ever. Him and AJ, which I'm wearing an AJ shirt, him and AJ have been hilarious, in my opinion.
They have. It's been a
AJ
funny,
back there
funny thing.
praying for Dominic to be healthy. Dominic is praying not to be cleared.
Him giving him the cake. He was like, get well
The
soon
cake.
or something.
I like Dominic just walking around with I got Dr. Snow. I got Dr. Snow.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, on Raw, we had the Kabuki Warriors against the Judgment Day, Raquel and Roxanne. That was a thought it was a solid match. It helps build Roxanne and Raquel up to ultimately more than likely lose to Charlotte and Alexa in the
I
future.
agree. Mm-hmm.
Um, Dom was assaulted in this match. Hopefully he's going to be okay because we need
He's fine. He's
our
fine.
our favorite Dom Mysterio, Dirty Dom Mysterio.
He's not talking about R as in me and him. He's talking about R as in himself. We're not R. Not R, but y'all, him, y'all.
We're working on it. We're working. It's a process.
Yeah, they trying to wear me down. They trying to wear me down. I'm not worn down yet.
Speaking of Chelsea, we did mention Chelsea a couple of times. She went against Nikki Bella because Nikki Bella eliminated her from the Women's Battle Royal on Sunday. It was a fine match. I
It
didn't need
wasn't
it.
needed.
I didn't need it. I would have much rather have seen Stephanie McCare wrestle. Literally anybody, even the Mock would have been good. And it's nothing against Nikki or Chelsea. It felt odd.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it. It was just awkwardly placed. And you know how sometimes they try to use like the battle royals to frame other matches. It just seemed like it was a very quick turnaround for that. Like I didn't think it was like very well developed. It wasn't needed for me. Like Nikki, you're a Hall of Famer. Like you really don't need this. Like why do you even want to come back? And it's like you're a Hall of Famer that I don't even think is like at the caliber wrestling wise, character wise, top tier caliber character. But wrestling wise, I don't think she's even at the caliber of the women that are on her division right now. But obviously, it was a different time wrestling wise. It's a different time back then because they was beauty. They were divas versus now they're actual superstars. Mm-hmm.
I agree. I agree. As there's not much to say. Nikki Bella picks up the win. This does nothing for her. Does nothing for Chelsea. Let's see. We also had a Karrion Cross promo in the back.
He's doing a great job.
Love Karrion
Doing a great
Cross.
job.
Need him on TV more. Um,
Yes.
Sammy. I'm not a big Sami Zayn fan personally. I don't hate Sammy. I
I'm
don't.
not either.
I don't hate Sammy, but it feels like I'm stuck in this Sammy vortex. It's just like I liked him when he was a heel, when he was conspiracy, where he was like thought everything was against him. I loved him in the bloodline, but now I'm just like I'm good. I'm good. But
Mm-hmm.
then we had a 5-person gauntlet to determine the number one contender for the Ring General Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
Our first battle was your boy Penta
Penta!
versus the dog Braun Breaker.
Woo, woo,
Solid
woo, woo,
match.
woo, 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 woo.
Yes. Solid match. I don't know why Penta decided to do that springboard and then he ends up getting cut in half because he did that a couple weeks ago. And as soon as he
I
did it,
know. It's
I was
like
like,
I feel
dumbass.
like I'm in Groundhog Day. I feel like it's the same thing. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Like he's going to spear you.
Right.
What
I was like,
are we missing?
right. I was like,
It's the same
as
thing.
soon as he jumped on the ropes, I was like, oh, dumbass. Damn, spear.
Exactly. And
But
I'm tired of them using Penta as like an in-betweener. Like he's not a jobber because jobber's more mid card. He's like more main event. But like at this point it's like why do we keep using Penta in these things where we know he's going to lose? Like I think they brought him in so hot and now it's like he fizzling out. Versus his brother they brought him in mid and he's kind of getting himself up there. So me personally, I'm just not a fan of how they're casting him, but that's just my own opinion.
I don't disagree with that. I'm not sure what I would do with him besides, I mean, everybody's like, oh, we'll put him with his brother. Yeah, but he's doing fine by himself.
I agree.
I
And
just
I think
think
they
he,
should have their own separate things. And
yeah,
they're both on two different shows anyway. So
right.
why?
There's no rush to bring them as a tag team. Speaking of tag team, uh, the New Day is still in mourning about their tag titles. Apparently, there might be something, a no more contenders match in the next week or so, I guess, for that tag for the tag titles, whatever. Anyway, the next the next participant was L.A. Knight, yeah,
Yeah.
and L.A.
We're
Knight
back at
fans.
Groundhog Day. We're back
Another
at Groundhog Day. Braun Breaker wins again. We're back
L.A.
at
Knight
Groundhog
loses.
Day.
I'm a fan of Braun Breaker, but it's like it feels like when a certain people are organically over by themselves, WWE's kind of like, I don't know. Nah, I'm not feeling it. But if it's somebody that they built up to be where they to be over, cool. Like, yeah, we will give them everything. But
I agree.
Breaker continues with the win on that one, and then Jey Uso, who was hilarious, he comes
I
out
know
there.
he's coming out with the grills on, and I'm just like, he like,
He
he
comes
said,
out
run my
there.
music. Run my music. I'm like, come on. How many times are gonna run this music? But I'm definitely doing this. And I
Yep.
did it before when I went to see him last year.
I love the Jey Uso entrance. I thought it was funny because it's like Jay, because it gave Braun Breaker time to like catch his breath, but it was
Mm.
still funny. It was just like he comes in there, boom, 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 throws him over. Please, please get my music.
So I'm like in the middle of it.
He said, "Fuck it, no time is better than now."
It's so funny. I'm like, what the heck?
It was. I got a kick out of it. And Jey Uso loses to Braun Breaker, which
Yep.
leaves CM Punk. What did you think of
The
this
voice
final match?
of the voiceless.
Yes. What did you think of this final match between Braun and Punk?
um Oh, and then we didn't even say Big Bronson Reed did come out and interfere in the Jey Uso match, and he's interfering in the CM Punk match. And this is the thing that I don't like. When like why do you need to interfere? Y'all are both big, strong men. There's no interference needed, honestly, if you really like ask me. It's just to build more story and more character. And literally, Big Bronson Reed interferes. They over here about to jump CM Punk. Jay Uso comes back out. They beat up Jay Uso. And then Big Bronson Reed, big behind self, is about to do another tsunami because he about to just sit here and squishing them. So big old self. And then we get the second, probably biggest pop of the freaking night, of the weekend, of the week. Our OTC Roman Reigns returns to come out and help his cousin Jay, well, slash nephew, Jay Uso. And Paul Heyman is so gassed. Like, oh,
Paul Heyman's great. I don't care what anybody says.
Paul Heyman too. He's so good. He's
Yeah,
so good. He's one of like
gotta
the
love
best
Paul Heyman.
managers. You
He's,
got to. You got to.
he's the same, but he's entertaining.
Yes. And if
That's
you a Paul Heyman guy, you know you're gonna be built up. But it's really up to you you gotta meet him a little bit more halfway, because he gonna get you out there. But you got think about all the men that he like done put over. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, CM Punk,
right.
now Seth Rollins. Even though Seth Rollins didn't need it didn't need
No,
Paul Heyman, but it makes sense now. But so Roman Reigns comes out, helps Jey Uso and CM Punk, and CM Punk wins. And he is now the number one contender to face the ring general Gunther.
for the world.
In the crowd.
I enjoyed Raw for the most part.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed Raw. Like I said, I could have done without the Nikki Bella match, but it is what it is. It happened. Nothing you can do about it now at this point. Um, so SummerSlam, we can talk about SummerSlam real quick as we wind down. SummerSlam, we have confirmed so far. We have the women's triple threat match. Naomi as our world heavyweight champion, defending against Rhea and Sky. We have the match everybody's excited for. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul.
I wonder if that was satire, because I am not excited for that match. I don't care.
That's gonna be a banger.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, it might not be bad because honestly, speaking of that, I was heard clips of an interview. Apparently, he's been training for about a month now. He's been training with Undertaker, Fatu, Kevin Owens. So I'm like, okay, he's at least serious. And he's got good people around him helping him. I don't have high hopes. I don't think the match is going to be bad.
I don't think it's going to be good as the Bad Bunny match. I think the Bad Bunny match, that match is a top tier, like celebrity match.
Him and Priest, yeah, Backlash, that was good, yeah. We have Jade, the Queen of the Ring, versus Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Championship. As you mentioned, we have CM Punk versus Gunther, World.
Mm-hmm.
And we have we have Cody Rhodes going up against John Cena, never seen 17, for the disputed WWE Championship.
And he's not going to lose it.
Oh, that's an interesting prediction.
But we can get more into that when we predict the SummerSlam.
Yes.
But we got too many dates left. I don't think he's going to lose it. That's just my theory.
That's interesting. Okay, but yeah, and that was not all the shows, but the ones that we are going to talk about. Saturday's main event, Evolution. I will shout out AEW because most people that know me knows I don't watch AEW, but I did watch a few of the matches. I did watch Sasha Monet against Timeless Tony Storm.
Her name is not Sasha Monet. It's Mercedes Monet. You always be putting their names together. Sasha Banks and Mercedes Monet. Mercedes Monet, formerly known as Sasha Banks.
See, I told you, I do not watch AEW. So, yes, Mercedes Monet.
Yes.
And against Timeless Tony Storm, that was a really good match. Um, that's all I want to talk about with AEW. But yeah, that is all I have for today. Is there anything that you want to talk about?
No, well, I just wanted y'all to put on my shirt. You see this? Isn't this so cute? And LA Knight, they're trying to make him how Stone Cold is, and they are doing a great job. So I love that. I love that for them. Definitely, if you would like to check out any in real time reactions to like any like WWE events, I post them on my TikTok at Speaking with Sha. So definitely follow me on there. And that's all I have.
Okay.
Yeah, speaking with friends, just for any real time events. And Osuju, like OCG, he could tell you, like, I literally be like doing it and they be fighting me in the comments every single
And
time.
well, especially when they're disrespecting the greatest intercontinental champion ever and the greatest Mysterio, Dirty Dominic. I have, we have to defend him here. Have to defend him. But that was another episode of Wrestling Therapy. Thank you for joining us today. And I know we will be back again for another episode. Maybe we might do a hot takes episode.
Yes, I have a lot of hot takes.
I just did a hot takes episode with Victor and John about a week ago, and I am always down to hear everybody else's hot take because some of theirs are going to be completely different than mine.
Yes.
But that is all. Stay safe, stay happy, and always remember, Dominic Mysterio is our
Ah,
greatest intercontinental champion.
boo.